Then next, I'm going to use a frequency separation to make the face smoother. Alright, so I have a shortcut for that. That is Ctrl plus F5, which is going to load my frequency separation action for me. Then from here, you see everything is selected. I have my brush selected, everything is selected. So all I need to do is to use the square bracket to reduce the brush size, and then I'm going to start to brush along this area. But maybe you guys don't have the frequency separation action, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to teach you how to do that, alright, so that you can also save that action and use it in your project. Alright, so I will click and drag this one to the bin, and to start with, I'll first of all go to Windows, and then I'll select actions. Alright, so you see actions here, click on it and it is going to open. Let me click and drag to open more. Then we can start by creating a new group. So maybe when you click here, you can name the group as maybe Paasolo action. Alright, so you can give your group a name and click on OK. And the next thing that we are going to do is to click on this. Alright, so we can start to record the action. So you see it says create new action. So I'll click on that, and then we are going to have this dialog box. Okay, then let's name this one as frequency separation. And you see we have the group, that is the set, and we can also give it a shortcut. So this is where I give mine a shortcut. So let's go again, let's say F2 and maybe add control. Then you can also choose a color for your action, maybe yellow, green. So let's go with blue, and then you click on record. Alright, so you see that everything is set now. So any action that we are going to take at this moment until we end it, Photoshop is going to record that process, so that anytime that we click the shortcut Ctrl plus F2, Photoshop is going to retrieve it, or when we come here, select it and click on play, Photoshop is going to repeat that same process for us. Then we can start working from there. Alright, so first and foremost, I'll click and drag this one to the plus to make a duplicate, click and drag again to make a duplicate. Then I will name this one as high frequency, and this one also as low frequency. Next, I'm going to click on this eye here to hide this one. Then select the low frequency, and I'll go to filter, blur, and I'll choose Gaussian blur. Then I'm going to select a radius, like maybe at the point that I will see that the image starts to blur out. Okay, so let me go a bit further. So guys, I would like you to know that the amount of radius that you are going to choose is going to affect your editing process. Okay, so let's choose a figure like this. So just click and drag the slider to a point that you see that the image starts to blur, and you can see a bit of details like the eye, the teeth. Okay, so we can even go 4, and I think let's maintain 3.5, and I'll click on OK. Then I'm going to turn the eye for this one back. Okay, so click on that to turn the visibility, select the high frequency now, and then I'll go to image, and then I will see apply image. Next, we are going to change some of the settings here. So I'll start with the layer, and I will choose low frequency for that. I will leave the RGB for the channel, and then I will change the blending mode to subtract. Then I'm going to change this one to 2 and offset 128. Okay, so this is what we are going to have, and then you click on OK. Then we are going to change this blending mode from normal to linear light because we didn't see anything again. Then we can select both of them, and we click and drag this one to the group over here, so that it's going to group for us. So anytime that you're done with your frequency separation, if you see changes in the group and the original image, then you didn't do the frequency separation well. So this time around everything is correct, so we are on point. So next I'm going to click on this arrow to open the group, and I will select the low frequency. But before then, let me rename this one as frequency separation. Then from here, after the name, I'll select the low frequency, and I'm going to select the mixture brush tool here, okay, so that anytime that we click on the shortcut, Photoshop is going to remember all this, okay. And then if you have this one check, make sure it is on check and only select this one, okay. So make sure you have this one selected, and let's leave our width, I'll leave 5% here, then 10 here, make 60, flow 60, and so follow the same pattern. These figures will be changing according to the image that we are going to work with. For my image, these settings work perfectly for that. Alright, so I'm going to leave the image down in the description box for you so that you can try your hands on. Alright, then lastly, we are going to end the action by going to the action panel and clicking on this, okay. So when we click on this one, you will be able to end the action. So I'll click on it to end the action, and let me click and drag this one to the bin to delete it. And then so let's select the frequency separation that we just created, and then when you come here and click on play, Photoshop is going to remember every process that we done and create the same thing for us. And you see, boom, we have everything created for us. All right, then let me delete it again. Then let's use the shortcut that we use, so Ctrl plus F2, and it is going to do the same thing for us again. I'll click and drag this one to the bin, but most of the time the radius is going to change according to image or based on images that you are going to work with. So to make sure you'll be able to change the radius anytime that you click on your frequency separation action shortcut, then make sure you have this box check here, okay. So when I click on the Gaussian blur, so near to the Gaussian blur, just click on this box to check it, and then let's click on Ctrl F2 again, and you see when it gets to the Gaussian blur, it stops, so we can enter a different figure like maybe 4 and click on OK. So let me click and drag this one to the bin once more. And also when I come here all the way up here and click here and click on button mode, so it is going to change from all those red things that we are seeing, and we are going to see this one. So you see the blue that we selected is here, and we have the shortcut also here as Ctrl F2. So when we select this one, just click on it and it's going to play the action, and we can change the figure to maybe 4.1. click on OK, and then you can start to work with your image and do whatever that you want to do. So with your mixture brush tool selected and zoom in into your image, we can start to work with it. And always also make sure you have your zoom percentage at below 100%. You see this one is 51.2%, which means it is okay, but don't zoom it over 100%. You see this one is 95, okay. So always make sure you are below 100% so that you are not going to overdo too much, okay. So what I'm going to do is to start to click and drag to blend some of these areas together, okay. So clicking and dragging, and make sure you have the low frequency selected because that is what we are working with. The high frequency is used to remove blemishes, okay, but we are going to use this one for smoothing the face, okay. So let's see before, after. You see we weren't making enough changes, but you see it is happening in real life, okay. And one thing that I also like you to note that when working with frequency separation, you don't have to move a white area to a dark area. So this place is a highlight area and this place is a dark area, that's the shadow. So when I click and drag highlight over that, you see I'm ruling the image, undo, but always make sure you blend highlight with highlights, shadows with shadows, midtones with midtones. Okay, so if you know this process, or if you practice this process very well, then your images are going to look wow. Okay, so let's quickly do this and then we can move forward.